1, 2, 3, 4.
And hello there, all you stay tuners.
And there it is.
Well, I'll be honest. The past couple episodes, I've been going back to that. I guess in a way.
You made self-conscious or what?
Yeah, you did. And I just kind of forgot. I'm like, wait,
That's your signature,
how do I
man.
change it?
Just to go with it.
Obviously, you can hear our good buddy here, Shoulders O'Brien.
Right.
That's like a Irish boxing name.
Right. Shoulders
Or bare knuckle Irish boxing name.
Hey, I'll take it.
How you been, bud?
Act like I'm just a friend of the show, I tell you.
Well, once you hit February of next year, then you'll be part of our union. So you'll have all the, you'll have union dues to pay and stuff like that.
I don't want to be in it.
So how was your 4th so far?
Hey, it wasn't bad. I had it off for once in a long time.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you grill at all?
We just grilled out here, you know. Had a few chickens and some Wagers and
Chickens.
some potato salad.
What are you, like a commie or something like that? It's 4th of July. It's got to be hamburgers or hot dogs. That's.
I said hamburgers and chicken.
Well, you didn't say hamburgers. You said chicken and
a couple Boigers. What part of Boigers didn't you understand?
Boigers. That's like England or something like that. We kicked their ass.
Oh. I'll celebrate both. I'm a lover of all. I'm a liberal.
You're a lover, not a fighter. Yeah. So I mean, we went over to my father's. We did the same thing. He had some ribs too. You know what? I should have brought the ribs up. He has some really good ribs. He smokes. He has his own little.
Do you punch him in the ribs?
Yes, and then I run like a little bitch.
So your dad has to be really upset this week, considering that Jim Beam's went up in flames and lost.
Dude, that was bad.
All alcoholics everywhere are twitching.
Yeah, 450,000 barrels. Not 450 barrels, which, whatever, that's like a little
And that
little
shit
drop.
takes a while to sit. It's not like...
It's aged.
So I wonder, like, how it's going to affect it.
Yeah. And you know what? I just saw a commercial for their new brand of Jim Beam. It's like second...
Campfire Jim Beam? Campfire flavor?
They took a post and just stuck it over the Jim Beam bottle. New flavor.
Smoked for your pleasure. Man. I copyright that, Jim Beam.
Hashtag that's ours.
Oh, man, that's got to... I mean, that shit had a burn, man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see a video of it, but I saw the picture, and dude, it was big.
Yeah,
it was big.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about it. I was just, wow, you know.
Yeah. So, a lot of stuff has happened in the past 2 weeks since you've been on the show. Obviously, we had the NHL free agency kick off this past Monday, NBA free agency, and I didn't put this in our notes, but I did see during the week, and I forgot to put it. Your buddy Nolan,
Leonard.
and did you see about the Knicks owner Nolan?
Oh no,
they felt a meeting with Leonard wasn't necessary, and they want to go after other free agents.
Well, that's exactly why that basketball team is such a pillar of success.
And that's why they lost KD, or lost a chance at KD, because I think the Knicks wanted KD, but they didn't want the other guy that KD signed with.
Right.
That was basically a package deal. They were best friends or whatever, and so KD said, no, I'm good.
Right. I mean, I'm surprised he left. There was a story that came out with him that said he felt that he wasn't respected by the Warriors and that they dealt him dirty.
Yeah. And then they turned around and said no one's ever going to wear his number ever again.
Right. I don't get what his issue was.
Well, it probably goes back to the whole injury thing. They probably pushed him.
I mean, see, I didn't read it fully, but I'm just saying, like, if that's a speculation, so they want you to play injured, I get it, you know? But, like, I don't know, man. How did he get disrespected? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe it was an offer they gave him, too.
I don't know. I mean...
But let me get your opinion about the whole no one's going to wear his number again. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He is a very good player. But
I think that's stupid.
Yeah, he's no Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I mean, those guys are legends. Legends to have their numbers retired.
I mean, he played there, what, 3 seasons?
something like that.
Maybe 2. I think I'm wrong there.
Yeah.
I gotta get my facts straight. God damn it. Where's my assistant?
Where's
I'm in the toilet, senor.
You're fucking fired.
Oh, shit.
But yeah,
Never mind, Juan. I need you.
Oh, thank God.
I love that guy, but he's got to get his shit together.
Yeah. He only pops in when it's convenient for himself.
Dude, he's always talking about fucking Corona and soccer. I'm like, bud, I need other statistics. He's like, did you see the... He's like, oh, did you see the new Corona something? And I'm like, no.
Well, maybe later on, if he's done in the toilet and everything, he could come out. We could talk about the U.S. women's soccer team.
I love the girl.
If he wasn't related to Big Hit Rob, I wouldn't have him. I'm telling you.
But yes, we scored a goal. Well, we scored a couple goals against England, but the celebrations kind of... We got criticism for being too aggressive and this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Screw that, dude.
Yeah.
When it comes to USA, the women's soccer is the only thing we could gloat about.
Yeah.
Our men's soccer team should just fold.
It hasn't been good for, 6-7 years? Something
Dude,
like that?
It's like Cool Runnings.
Yeah.
Like, oh, great, you showed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you dead, Zenka? Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's disheartening. How do we not have good soccer players?
I don't know. I mean, from what I've read over the time, whatever, they were blaming a lot of it on the coach. I guess the coach's style didn't match the players' style,
Dude,
how they play.
There's 100 camps around my area right here for grass fairies.
Yeah.
So how the hell we not producing any players?
I don't know. Maybe we should try to get whoever runs the U.S. men's soccer team on the line.
That shouldn't be hard. It's probably under a 1-800-NEED-A-JOB.
But then, like I said, we had an NHL free agency. We're going to go over some of that stuff later on. First,
Hey, Jim, what are you drinking?
Oh, yes. Since it's a balmy, 95 out and very humid here in Northeast PA, we are drinking a refreshing Leinenkugel Summer Shandy.
Oh, God, I love this.
It so hits the spot.
Just listen to the beautifulness. Ready? I'll tell you, Jimbo, that's one refreshing brewski.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, and a little quick funny story of how I got hooked on this was I was with a couple of friends that we went out to AC to see Metallica, a music festival, and there was 5 bands or 6 bands that we really wanted to see. It was an all-day festival. And me and my buddies got stuck on a tiki bar, and the waitress came over and said, hey, do you want to try a little sample? Yeah, sure.
Dude, I've been drinking this for 5 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, this was 2000.
I've had it a couple times down at the Eagles games. You're like, oh, why are you drinking that shit? See, fucker?
Well, I will give you credit. Sometimes you do find some good beers, especially that one time in Broad Street Bully's restaurant. You drank the chocolate beer in a wine glass or whatever the hell that was.
That shit was... Hey, bro, you can make fun of all my chocolate porters and stouts, but they're over 8%. So suck my marble nut, all right?
Will chocolate syrup come out?
It might. You ever try maple nut ale? That's where I dip my beers in your Leinenkugel.
Wow, this show is off the rails already.
That's empty can, folks. You see how he treats the star of the show?
Well, I'm used to you drinking 1 beer a month.
I can get you a Corona, sir.
Hey, shut up!
Keep working the soundboards back there.
I don't know what this switch does.
Don't hit the red button.
What?
So, to kind of kick off the show, a little bit of upsetting news, though, from this past week. Jared Lorenzen, who played for the Giants for a couple years, Colts. He was known as Hefty Lefty. Passed away at 38.
Hefty.
But you know what? Even though he was with the Giants, and I remember he came in, was the preseason, or the Giants were blowing us out. To see a big dude, it was kind of like the Madden came out of me. See a big dude come out like that to play quarterback first off, and just sling it around. He wasn't a bad quarterback either.
No, he wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, obviously wasn't a starter. And then even after he was done with the Colts, I think he went to Arena League football, and he was bigger than a lineman.
Right, yeah, I think I remember seeing him play too. He was just running over people.
Yeah.
See, I don't know, man. He seemed like a good guy. I know he's a big dude, but I mean, to die at that age, wow.
Yeah.
You know? Just like the Angels pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, and they said we won't find out what he died from till September.
Which I don't understand. I mean, autopsies usually happen within a week.
You can rush that shit.
Yeah.
He was 27.
Yeah.
And he was a goddamn Eagles fan.
Oh, was he?
Yes.
Oh, that part I
Mike
didn't
Trout tweeted out that he became an Eagles fan, and then Eagles Nation tweeted out that they're mourning the loss that, you know, because he was a good fan. He became an Eagles fan.
Wow.
You know, and it just, these young guys, it's heartbreaking.
Obviously I'm going to be speculating with this, but obviously, to me, it sounds like his heart probably gave out because of years of taking, not necessarily illegal steroids or anything, but the legal stuff. And you're pumping stuff into your body that it's not supposed to be there in a way, you know. And
I mean, but really, was it that? We don't know.
Well, yeah, we're not going to know. And like I said, I'm speculating. I'm hoping it's not something
feel
worse.
Like a dick if he had like a fucking heart issue?
I'm like, I feel like a dick? No.
He wasn't big.
No, but again, he's just he's just probably pushing himself and wanted to stay on top of his game and everything like that. And same thing with Jared here. His basically his weight got to him.
Right, he was a big boy. I can understand that more.
His family confirmed that last week. He ended up going to the hospital with like kidney failures and stuff like that. And that's basically what happened here.
Yeah, body shut down. That was it. That's right.
And when I was looking up some stuff about him, the one thing, and I was telling you about this before the show, that really surprised me and good for him was when he was coming out of high school, he was one of the top quarterbacks coming out of the nation. And he went to University of Kentucky, left there as the leader in pretty much a lot of the passing records for Kentucky, which, again, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Kentucky's no joke.
Yeah, I mean, they're not a small school either, so we just want to...
It's tough.
Just want to send our condolences to the family and everything like that. And
both people, actually.
For both players.
I can't say that I don't root for the Angels. I like the Angels, especially from Angels in the outfield at Disney.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie
Chris
too.
Boyd on the goal or the foul post. Yeah. Even poor Tony Dorsa fucking died.
Tony
Dorsa. You remember the?
It's been years. Oh yeah.
Remember his character died from.
Yeah.
He was getting called up to the big.
Yeah. It's been. I might have to watch that with the boys. It's been years since I watched that.
Dude, I love
one.
that movie.
Yeah.
That and Rookie of the Year where he breaks his arm.
And then does the final pitch that the mom did.
Yeah, the flute.
Yeah, and just struck out the dude. I remember, again, I mean, when that came out, I was young. My grandmother actually took me to there. Right. And I was one of those little kids that when he struck out the kid, I jumped up. Yeah.
Right.
It was cool.
How about that guy with his face?
Yeah.
I mean, those are great movies. It's just, it's 3 great baseball movies. Count the sound loud in there.
Yeah.
I think every kid should see all 3.
What about Field of Dreams?
I never got into it.
Yeah. See, to me, like talking to people, either
they will come. Who will come?
Talking to a few people, like either you really loved it or you're like, yeah.
I mean, I can't say I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah.
Cop parts, it just never kept my interest.
I mean, obviously, Kevin Costner was really good in it.
Right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like him better in The Rookie where he plays a pitcher.
Yeah.
That's another good sports movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just, for some reason, Field of Dreams didn't do it for me.
We're talking about baseball movies and kind of bringing up Major League. Like, that's another good one. Yeah.
1 and 2. Well, I loved 1 because it had Wesley Snipes as Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Now 2 was good, and the actor, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. He's a good actor, and it worked out well, but it just wasn't the same.
The catcher or third baseman?
No, he played Willie Mays again. He just was a different. Snipes wasn't in the second one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He looked similar.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He's in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
But those are great movies too.
But I bring that up because I don't know if any of our fans
I'm too old to go diving in lockers.
About when he's in the hospital and the nurse comes in. Are you okay? Yeah, they're really having a good talk there. It's like soap operas or something.
Yeah, he's listening to that on the radio. I mean, those are great movies.
But yeah, I bring that up because our friend King tweeted a video to me of earlier this week, the Baltimore Orioles game, and it was Centard or something like that is the player's last name.
Retard?
He's a left-handed batter. Ball's coming in, swings and misses. Okay. whatever. People missed the ball. Problem is, it went between his legs. It was nowhere near the plate.
Maybe he was trying to hit it with a different club.
Well, I showed the oldest one, and he was trying to justify. He goes, "Well, he missed it because he swung up." Just like
maybe that was going to hit him, and he was like, "Ah!"
Yeah, and that's pretty much where the Orioles franchise is right now. It's hard to watch them.
Yeah, the Phillies have been breaking my heart too. So
you know, and
the Cubs have been letting me down here and there.
With Philly fans too, and I understand is they're already it seems like they're already throwing a towel in. We're right. Too far back. It's not even the All-Star break yet.
Right.
It's not like you're 20 games back. You're
right.
Maybe 7-8 games. You come back from the All-Star, you got 60, 70, 80 games left. Easy to go on a good run. So, Philly fans,
I'm just excited that I'm back in and watching. Because I'll tell you, man, for over a decade, I had no thrill.
Yeah.
There was no players I really cared about.
Yeah.
I mean, now I like everybody from Harper to Chris Bryant to Frank Rizzo.
Yeah.
There's players out there for me that I'm like, man, I like him.
Well, is that because Bryce Harper's on the Phillies and stuff like that, or is that because your son played baseball?
No, I mean he's been playing for 3-4 years now. This year was better for me. It just gave me something to watch. I don't know. Like I fell in love with the Cubs. Javier Baez. I mean, they're all players I can rally around.
Yeah.
And then Philly brings in Harper, which helps. And I fell in love with Kingsbury and Rice Hoskins.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I'm starting to have a team where it's just not one player. So I can actually watch it. There's, back in the day when I was a Braves fan, I was really in love with David Justice.
Yeah.
But we had Schmaltz, we had Glavine, we had Fred
you had that pitching staff.
Plus Andrew Dawson, everybody, was on that 93 to 96 championship teams.
Yeah.
And it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well, and also, at that time I was sitting at my grandmother's house after coming in, and their games would be on TBS.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to watch them compared to nowadays.
The Braves was, I remember watching them guys David Justice to me was my all-time favorite player.
Okay.
Followed by Griffey.
Yeah.
They were just the two players that I loved to death. Chase Utley would be up there.
Chase Utley always struck me as a Mickey Morandini in a way.
Right. I could fall in love with him too.
Yeah.
Mickey was another one.
Yeah.
It just, I guess for me, it's when it comes to baseball, I'm not a true fan. I can't call my Philadelphia sports people would probably smack me. In this day and age, I don't have a team. I follow the Phillies. I follow the Cubs. I like Trout and the Angels.
Yeah.
So I'll follow the Angels a little bit. I have a soft spot for the Oakland Athletics, which is odd.
Yeah.
I think that's just because the McGuire Canseco days.
I would say so, because I was the same way.
I just love players. I'm not, I have so many different jerseys upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm not loyal. Football's a different story. We know that.
Yeah.
I'll kill somebody.
Nuts.
Yeah. But for baseball, at least I'm back into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all I can say.
Well, since you're back into it, maybe I'll start, texting you once a year. I think it's July 3rd. Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh, yeah.
He still has 19 more years of that going.
Nice.
What was it like? I think I saw $1.5 million. They're still paying him.
Right.
They hasn't played since
Darryl Strawberry days too.
Yeah.
He was my first favorite player.
Dwight Gooden was with the Mets too. Yeah.
The Doc.
Yeah.
Man, that's old school.
Yeah.
I love that. Even I hate the Yankees, but Don Mattingly.
Yeah.
Boggs. Bernie Williams.
You bring up the Yankees. They just had the old timers game last week.
Right.
And it wasn't Paul O'Neill came out to bat.
That was a good one too.
Yeah, Paul O'Neill came out to bat, and whoever would be the coach at that time, whatever, called timeout. He wanted to pull whatever pitcher was in there, and he brought in Mariano Rivera. And Paul's like, now they're just basically just doing lob pass or throws,
right.
No helmets for batting. Rivera warms up and everything. First pitch he does his cutter. Paul turns around to his coach. Can you get a different batter for me? He's like, I don't want to do this. I remember how hard these hurt.
Right.
But there's some good old school players there.
The guys, man. I don't know if it was just because I was a kid and more intrigued. It just seems like, I don't know. I don't want to knock the current players, but it doesn't seem like there's the same gusto, man.
Yeah, and this whole bat flip thing, it seems like it's starting to take off too. Like they're all trying to one up each other with the style of bat flips and everything. And not to get you going again, I don't know if you saw about the netting.
Yeah, hey, if they certain teams take it, like I told you, dude, I wasn't dead set on it.
Yeah,
I just like to catch foul balls. I'm greedy.
Yeah.
But if it's going to protect people, I don't care.
And you know what? When I was over at my dad's yesterday, we had a baseball game on, and I actually was sitting there watching. Like the camera would be pointing from third base towards first base, and I was just kind of watching those first few rows. They're not. Yeah, you're exactly right. The parents aren't even watching. There was one where the camera cut just to show that the crowd is one kid, 9, 10 years old, sitting by himself.
Right.
So, but
no, here, watch this. I'm gonna go get a beer.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
But there was 3 teams, and I don't know if you saw this, that by the end of this year are going to have the nets up. The Nationals, I believe, they're going to have it done the week after the All-Star game. So,
hey, it is what it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, for hockey, I like to sit behind the goaltenders, and there's boards and nets.
Yeah.
I get it.
So,
I mean, I'm not going to complain. I'm just saying my personal opinion is I didn't like it because I want to be on the third baseline trying to catch them.
Yeah. So you brought up the Yankees before, and I think this is a funny story in a way. Their Double-A Dominican Republic rookie team won a game. Yeah, try to say that 5 times real fast. Won a game 38-2.
Right.
High
school Bobcats.
Yeah, and actually it did turn out
what the hell is? I feel screwed up. What the hell is the Dominican League?
I guess they have international leagues, kind of like with spring training. You have like the Grapefruit League, right. All those stuff, and then when they branch off, they have the International League, which would be us up here.
Right.
But then also they have out in California area out west a different league. So maybe that's what this kind of is.
Right.
Yeah. But 38-2 with a save. The one pitcher has a save.
That's odd. I don't get it.
Every batter on the Yankees team had at least 2 hits. There was like 5 doubles for one player, and it was like, at what point do you just say, you know what, throw the white flag? We're good.
I mean, maybe they can't,
But how long did the game had to go forever,
I guess. I mean, but would it really matter with that kind of scoring game? I'd kind of be watching.
Well, and here's the funnier part about that Yankees team. They left 13 men on base with 38 runs. How? That was, again, like when I was looking at the story and I saw that's just jumped out, man. Like when I saw 38-2, I'm thinking, okay, these are really good hitters. And obviously pitching for the Twins were good if they left 13 hitters on base. So, but yeah, that was that's like kind of unheard of. I've never heard of a score that much before.
Yeah, baseball.
Yeah, I mean hockey we've seen, overseas being like 20-4 or something like that. But I mean that's possible, I guess, in a way too.
I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I just gonna have to do more research on what the Dominican League is. Do you have to can you only be Dominican to play in it?
Maybe it's like something like, depending on where you live, like a zone type area.
Think it's like a developmental league?
Yeah, I think it's definitely like a developmental league, kind of like basketball with the D League and everything like that. Right. But speaking of basketball, how do you feel about Jimmy Butler going to the Heat? Philly offered the max contract 7 years, I think it was. And he said no, he'd rather go win a championship.
Wow, what a dick.
So he went to Miami. That's a very young team. I mean, they made it as, I think, an 8th seed this past year, but
yeah, good luck, bud.
And then in Philly did turn around. They offered Ben Simmons a max deal, 5-year.
I'm not a fan of his yet.
Well, I see a lot of people
rip on him about his gym and just practice shooting, and I don't understand how he wants to be a point guard and not shoot.
And that's what I keep seeing is like a lot of people complaining about not having a jump shot, this and that. The way I look at it,
he does. He just doesn't have confidence.
He doesn't. Oh, okay.
He's made jump shots easy. He just has zero confidence.
Okay.
I don't get it.
I thought it just meant like he has nothing, but he's very good defensively and stuff like that. So the money they're going to offer him is worth that aspect of his talents. It's just the shooting part of it. It's not a done deal yet, but they said that they're still working on it to finalize it, and something definitely will get done. So basically, yeah, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris came back. Joel is back. JJ went to, I think JJ went to Miami too.
No, he went, I read it. He did not go to Miami.
Okay.
Was it New Orleans?
Yes, Pelicans. That's right. Because when I saw that, I'm like, okay, that's a good, help team up with Zion and stuff like that.
I mean, we're still on the Kawhi Leonard to watch too.
Yeah.
I like him. I don't know what's going on.
Breaking news. Still no decision.
I mean, he's got the Lakers, Clippers, Toronto, and one other team that he said.
And definitely not the Knicks, though. No. That's just like our buddy Nolan there.
Hey, he knows if he goes to the Knicks, his career's gonna die.
Yeah. I think he's taking this long because he knows this might be his last contract, possibly, and wants to win one more championship before his talents maybe start dipping a little bit.
Right. I don't know. He's a pretty good ball player.
Yeah.
I would love to see him in Philly.
There was, for a split second, a rumor that he was supposedly going to come in and see, have a meeting with us, too.
Right. I mean, if he went to the Sixers, I'd be down there a lot more.
Yeah. Since we're talking about basketball too, there was a video popped out. D Wade was playing it wasn't a pickup game, but it reminded me of, remember back in the day, N1s?
Right, the street ball.
Yeah, it seemed like a street ball type league, and this young buck, 25 years old or whatever, he's doing all the rolling around and between his legs, and he did this spin where he hid the ball between his legs and pretended to shoot, and D Wade didn't move or anything like that. And he thought the young buck thought he could be quick and pull it out from his legs and shoot. And D Wade had none of that. Yeah, just swatted away, looked at him, and did Natumbo. Not today.
No.
Yeah, I saw that. Good for you, old man. And I think he's on the cover for NBA 2K for next year, unless I saw a fan just kind of Photoshop it, but. Kind of moving on with some NFL talk. So the CBA is up at the end of the 2020 season, and there's still obviously no agreement in place to keep it going. Things haven't been really moving that smoothly so far. It's kind of like at a standstill in a way. But both the NFL and the Players Association this past week said they set a end of July deadline to really get this going, to ramp up. They're supposed to meet this coming week to really sit down and talk, to hammer out the deals. Now, to me, when I was reading about it, it sounds like the owners are going to lose a lot more than the players. It seems like the players have more leverage here because the one thing I saw was the reason why the owners want to get this done before this season is the TV deals are expiring soon. Right. So they want to try to get the CBA in now.
Right.
So they don't have to pay players as much with the TV deals and stuff like that. Also with the NFL 100 coming up, that campaign, they don't want to have a lockout to have that ruined. So I'm hoping, and then if there's no deal in place by time this season's over, next year, the 2020 season, all types of rules get kicked in. There was one, how they do the June 1st cuts.
Right.
There's going to be a lot more stricter rules on how you do them now, or if they get to that point. The salary cap rules are going to be different. It just sounds like it's going to be a total miss. Yeah, I mean, obviously both parties will lose a lot more than gain anything if there is a lockout.
Right.
And I mean, as far as fans, we don't want that to happen. We don't want no scrubs coming into play. I think it's going to water it down. Which, if there's a lockout, the only person that I see benefiting from this is Vince McMahon. Because That's the year
Colin
his.
Kaepernick.
Don't get me started on him this past week.
I know. I had to.
You fucker, you.
Yeah, I can't stand him either.
I saw that. I'm like, oh boy. But yeah, and even with the franchise tag and the transition tag, like that stuff, it just sounds like it's going to be a total mess next year if there's no new CBA.
I think at the bottom of the day, they're going to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, why not even just say, okay, listen, we know we're going to want to do like a 5 or 6 year eventually, but to give us more time, why not just sign a 1 year extension CBA right now and keep working towards
because
a longer
leverage. Players don't want to do that. I mean, we'd have to sit down and look what they're really asking for and dissect it, you know?
Yeah.
Not prepared for it. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to get done. I think they release stuff like that so that there's pressure on the players also.
Do you think the players deserve more with, as far as like TV deals, like more money from the TV deals? Or do you think
no,
just their contracts alone, what they make nowadays?
I can't go to work, and if they make extra money off me, I can't say I want more.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't think they deserve more. I think as far as from the TV deals and stuff like that, but I think the owners should add some more stuff to like the concussion fund and stuff like that.
Retired players and maybe
yeah,
like that, but
because I still think they're years and years and years away from actually making that that problem better with the concussion funds and stuff like that. The CTEs.
I just think it's a contact sport. It's a chance you take, man.
Yeah, but
it's tough
compared to nowadays, like we just said, nowadays contracts compared to back in the 80s.
Right.
You know, like there's still some justifying that has to be done for the older players. So.
I think some of them players deserve some money.
Yeah.
They played on nothing.
Especially, yeah. I mean, I think the one time I saw back in 1960, it was like $500 a game or something they were getting. Like, it's compared to now, they're getting 1.5 per snap.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But so like 2 weeks ago, I wrote an article for Belly Up Sports for talking about breakout players for the Philadelphia Eagles, and the 3 players I picked I think there's a lot of players on the team that could have breakout seasons, but the top 3 I picked were Dallas Goedert, Derek Barnett, and Avonte Maddox. I didn't know how well Derek Barnett has played the past 2 years.
Sanders.
Can you say he has a breakout year, though, on a rookie year?
I think he
why not?
rips it out.
Or, like, why?
I think he's just going to come in and rip it out.
But then he sets his bar at that point, and then I would say okay, does he have a better breakout year than he had?
Well, right, but, I mean, breakout year to me is anything above expectations, right?
To me, breakout is like, can you be better than in the past? Can you finally take your game that you've been level at to the next level? Like Derek Barnett, his rookie year, he had 7 sacks, I think it was, through 16 games with Michael Bennett, Chris Long in front of him. Last year, he played, I think it was 8 games or 12 games, it was 8 games, and he had 5 sacks. Right. So he was already on pace to have 10. Now he doesn't, and same thing, he had Michael Bennett and Chris Long in front of him. Now he has no one in front of him. He should pick up more snaps. I said I could see him pull off 11 sacks this year.
It's possible, yeah.
You know, especially with Brandon Graham on the other side, Fletcher Cox and Jackson in the middle there. You know, I think he's set up for a big year. Avonte Maddox, me and you talked about him plenty of times. I think he's another one that could take. I think he could win the starting job, you know, over Sidney Jones and all them, and I think he could have 6-7 interceptions this year, just because of his style.
Right.
So, other than Sanders, who else do you think will have a breakout year? Offense or defense, don't matter where.
Deshaun Jackson.
I thought about putting him in there because if you look, you know, he's been consistent throughout his whole career with, you know, yards and catch and stuff like that. But I think he could, in this offense with Carson Wentz, as long as Carson stays healthy, can put up 1,300 yards and average 20 yards a catch or you know, because he's going to be our deep threat.
Yeah, well, I mean, with Aguilar too, though. You have two speedsters. One up the middle, one off.
Maybe he might not be on the team.
Why? They just said they were keeping him.
When?
2 weeks ago.
Okay. Because about 2 weeks ago is when the rumors start coming out that we were trying to trade Aguilar and a pick for Jalen Ramsey from Jacksonville. I don't like it. I don't like Ramsey. Ramsey strikes me as a TO on defense.
Right, but if he plays good, I don't dislike him.
Yeah, if he plays good, then I'll buy his jersey.
Of course you will.
So
I know, we'll see. I don't see him get rid of him.
yeah. We're roughly about 66 days away or so from football, so I'm starting to get a little excited.
Yeah, July always perks it up.
Yeah. We got spring training at the end of the month, too.
August comes our preseason, so.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you saw this. Me and you usually try to get down there for training camp.
Yeah, they screwed that up. It's paid now in one session.
But all the money goes to a charity. It doesn't go right to the Eagles.
So what?
That's why I'm like, all right, it's going to autism, the Jeffrey Lurie.
But one session.
I thought they were doing two, and one was paid and one was just one. All right, you should have did one paid, one free, and then, whatever that would be. But as us, some of the fans were upset because you had to pay for it. But my thing is, it's going to charity, so it's not like it's going in their pocket. But
well, right, I understand that, but you took something where we had a pleasure of going down 3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
And we'd spend money in your shops, we'd spend money all over the place.
Yeah.
And now you're taking it away from us.
You know who I think started all that too? I think that was Chip Kelly. Because before him, I think it was, they were down at the stadium. Yeah, it was Andy Reid. No, they were at Lehigh. And that was pretty cool because you could go down whenever. I would go down, 5-6 days after it started. Not the crowds wouldn't be that big and this and that. It was nice to see. But so before we go, we're gonna touch on a little bit of NHL free agency news. Like I said, this past Monday started the free agency period for all the teams. The Penguins thought the salary cap was going to be a little higher than what it came in, and so it kind of strapped them. I think they had like $4 million or $5 million to play with, which is not that much. The Devils came in with like 27 or so they had plenty of room, and pulled off a trade day after the draft, which they got Jack Hughes, supposedly like the next Austin Matthews type player, and traded for PK Subban. So they got PK Subban, they got Jack Hughes, they got Hall.
And who else?
I will never say his name again. He's a Judas.
No. Who did they
He's
get?
a Judas. From now on,
Come on.
I will not. He's no longer the train to me. Wayne freaking Simmons. Wayne Judas Simmons. And for some reason, somehow, he decided to go to the Devils. There was a little rumor that he may have came back to the Flyers. And there was another rumor that the Penguins actually were in talk with him. And when it happened, you were actually the first person I thought of, because I think I was busting on you about Carl Hagelin, who re-signed with the Capitals. I think 4 years it was. And you asked me, how would I feel if Simmons went to the Penguins or whatever? Fucking bastard. And
let me ask you something here. Would you be more upset that he went to the Devils or the Penguins?
And I was just going to bring that up. Honestly, I don't know. Because, I'm like, God, I hate you for going to the Devils. But at least you're not with the Penguins. But then I started thinking, God, I hate you for going for the Penguins, but I hate the Devils too. So it's like, it's hard.
They're both hatred for you.
And it's not that I hate... I don't hate either team. It's dislike. I dislike both teams, not because of the fan bases or whatever, but because you're a Penguins fan, you're my best friend, and King, my other friend, is a Devils fan.
Right.
And so now it's like give you guys ammo to shoot at me, and I have.
Oh, it sucks, doesn't it?
I have nothing to. All I got is some. I can make fun of Milkshake. That's all I can do.
Dude, I'll tell you what though, the Devils are looking good.
I'm telling you, yeah, and King is pumped about it, and
Oh, I would guess so.
I asked him last
My
year.
boy Phil Kessel going to Arizona.
Dude, he got it wasn't. Well, I guess it was his. Yeah, because he had a no trade clause
for it.
Yeah, and he's taking shots at Rutherford.
Really?
Yeah, I forget. I didn't see what he said. I just saw the headline that Kessel respond. Well, Rutherford's giving it back too because the headline was Kessel responds to Rutherford's criticism. So, but at least Kessel took a page out in the Pittsburgh Gazette, whatever big paper out there, saying thank you to the fans. Nothing about the organization. Nothing about Sidney Crosby, the players, or anything like. Just all about the fans. I was like, yeah, okay. But from my understanding, that's kind of been his MO his whole career. He goes to a team for a couple of years and gets a little hissy fitted. And
Right, he does. He's temperamental.
Yeah. And so now with the Penguins kind of being up against the salary cap wall, the only name that I saw out there that I recognized was Warsofsky, David Warsofsky. I think he's been with the Penguins 2 or 3 other times, and basically
he was Little Pen.
Do you remember how long ago? Like recently?
Yeah.
Was it okay? Because that's why it stuck out to me. At first, I thought that was like Olszewski or something like that. It was a baby pen. He was always the fighter, but he was like a winger. Like I always liked him. Like he kind of smaller, didn't care how big you were, stuff like that. But it didn't really seem like the Penguins did too much in free agency to help Crosby and Malkin. It seems like they're gonna hopefully have Crosby, Malkin pull something out their ass again this year. Right. But
yeah, I mean it's different. Like they're having the salary cap blues.
Yeah, it's
hard to sustain a winning team like that, man. It is.
Yeah,
players get good. I mean, our farm system's excellent, so who knows what we'll have.
Yeah, and you know what? I was glad to see Sundqvist with the Blues.
Right.
Win one finally.
And Borduso.
And Borduso. Yeah, whatever. I'm glad I saw my Berube get a contract extension with the Blues. That was the right thing to do. I mean, he took that team, what was it, dead last or second to last, and won the cup. I mean, even give him a 1-year extension, but I think it was like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
they gave him.
They were like last place at the All-Star break.
Yeah, so like I said, the Devils traded for PK Subban. They traded Steve Santini, Jeremy Davies, and 2 second-round picks. To me, it sounded like they traded a cheeseburger for PK Subban. It seems like they got the steal from reading,
right?
All over the place.
And Simmons together. That's gonna be interesting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm nervous.
Like, do they both look at each other like are they like from Mighty Ducks, the two fighters? Yeah. Do they look at each other like, you got this or you want me got this? Mm-hmm. Panarin signed with the Rangers, which I was surprised. I didn't think he would go there. I know he was kind of on our radar, the Flyers' radar. We really didn't sign any big names other than signing Hayes, which that was a ballsy move by our GM. Basically, we traded the player that we got for Simmons last year for the rights to negotiate this kid. He was going to be a free agent free agency, and we got the rights to negotiate with him 3 weeks before free agency, which we signed him 3-4 days before. A lot of people think we overpaid. We may have, but to me, it's a good move because it helps keep Nolan Patrick on the third line to still grow. Now with Panarin going to Rangers, they got the second best player in the draft. It looks like the Devils Flyers rivalry that was supposed to be when we drafted Patrick, and they got the second best guy. Now it seems like it's the Rangers Devils, and it seems like now it's back to Flyers Penguins rivalry, which I'm okay with. Right. I like making fun of Milkshake and Crybaby Crosby.
You kind of got to make the playoffs, but okay.
We will. Hey, we got Carter Hart, baby.
What's the sweet shit? You got a fucking mouse in your pocket?
Yes, I do.
So, yeah, I don't know. A good hockey season again. I'm excited.
And then Bobrovsky left the Capitals, I think it was. Wasn't it?
Probably.
Sergei? He chose the Panthers, and to me, kind of took a shot at the Capitals. Said he chose the Panthers because he wants to win a Stanley Cup. Didn't the Capitals just win one 2 years ago? You know,
People talk shit all the time.
yeah. We re-signed Brian Elliott, which I'm okay with because now obviously he's going to be a backup. That was really all the second tier type moves that I seen in free agency. Nothing really else jumped out at me. So
yeah, I mean it's gonna still prosper. We'll see. Those are big moves though for the Devils. I mean,
yeah,
wow, speechless. That's gonna be one nasty defensive line, man. I mean,
yeah.
Do you think they'll play together, or do you think they're gonna be separate lines?
I think they may do like a layover. Like I think Simmons is going to be a second line guy, but maybe PK is going to be first line.
Right.
But I just wonder if it's going to be one of those things. If they're going to fight somebody, they're going to look at each other and be like, "You got this, or is it my turn?"
Right.
You know.
Well, some other news. A guy we don't like too much. We'll skip to this one first.
Okay.
Teddy Bruschi suffered a stroke.
Yeah, I saw that.
I know me and you are not fans of the Patriots. We're not
Yeah.
fans of him. He played pretty well against the Eagles.
Yeah.
But we don't wish that on anybody.
No, yeah.
I personally hope a speedy recovery for the guy.
And I think this might be actually his second. I think he had a stroke or a heart scare a couple of years ago.
It's just scary, man.
And he's not old. I mean, he might be
Could
50.
be hereditary, could be diet. I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't seem out of shape still.
Yeah,
Smart guy. I mean, it's scary. It can happen to any of us, folks. And, you know, let's go to that acronym FAST, you know?
Yeah.
Learn all the symptoms and try to help somebody. It's scary.
Yeah.
It scares the piss out of me thinking that he took one. Again, I just want to wish his family and himself the best of luck.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, I know he's a Patriot.
But
it is what it is.
He is a very good ESPN analysis for
Yeah, I
NFL
like him.
too. Yeah.
I hate to admit it.
Yeah.
But I don't mind just talk.
Yeah.
But again, to that. Well, last two stories here that, boil my blood. Two domestic incidences.
Yeah.
One revolving Odubel Herrera from the Phillies. Got handed down a remainder of the season suspension, 85 games, and any postseason games for his domestic incident. It will be known that the wife dropped the charges at court under the condition that he gets counseling. And it also should be known that he's not going to... A part of the condition is also he's not fighting the suspension.
Yeah.
So obviously there was something there. I hope he gets his head together and knows we do not condone any kind of violence against women or men at all.
Yeah.
So that's breaking. I mean, that's a big hit for the Phils.
Yeah.
I don't understand what these guys are thinking. Again, we talked about this so many times.
Yeah. And you know what? Good for Major League
Right.
and the Phillies because, again, I wrote an article this past week about the inconsistency of suspensions in NFL, of how, like, we're going to talk about Zeke in a second here.
Right. Here we go again.
He already
Major League Baseball's got it right.
Yeah. 85 games to me is like if you want to try to compare it to the NFL season, you're halfway through. So that's 8 games basically in the NFL.
Right.
Zeke got suspended for
But he's been on administrative leave since May.
Yeah, so maybe more
since
10
the incident
games.
cracked.
Yeah, so May. So
It
probably,
wasn't, we'll let him play until we figured it out. It was administrative leave.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, good for you, Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And going into the Zeke story, Zeke was suspended back in 2017 for 6 games for domestic violence against his girlfriend. And he just had a meeting with Roger Goodell this past Tuesday about an incident that happened back in May at a Vegas music festival where he pushed a staff member.
He got in his face and bumped him.
Yeah.
I watched the video, and I'm going to say there's no suspension. That's the big breaking news.
Yeah.
He's not getting suspended.
Yeah.
Absolute horseshit. Number one, he's drunk, staggering all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
Number two is he's clearly fighting with her again.
Yeah.
3, he gets in the security guard's face, to say, "Oh, you have something to say," like a tough guy,
And that is
bumps him
my
into the thing. And he's just an asshole.
Yeah,
An asshole.
And
I'll fight you, Zeke. I'm calling you out. Second person, it's just, it's just bullshit. Like, I'll fight you.
And the fact that he said, "Do you have something to say to me?" And it wasn't like he said it nicely. He said it in an aggressive tone that he was looking for a fight. And to me, that right there should have said to Roger Goodell,
right,
listen, he's not learning his lesson. So
and,
now,
there's people out there saying, "Oh, he was drunk." Too fucking bad.
Yeah, learn how to control your
Then don't drink and act like an idiot, looking like Sideshow Bob in his Lakers jersey.
With that big ass.
Did you see it? He looks like Sideshow Bob. A fucking clown.
And
I'll get you
but
next
yet,
time,
but
Bart.
yet,
you have something to say to me, Bart?
but yet,
clown,
you
man.
have.
I would have gave him a straight uppercut.
But yet, you have guys testing positive for weed. Josh Gordon,
right? Let's set our standards here. Let's take care of one problem. How about beating women first?
Yeah, and that's my problem. There's no Pac-Man Jones. When I did my background stuff for my article, Pac-Man Jones has been suspended. Well, he's retired now, but was suspended close to like 30 or 40 games in his whole career,
right?
For assaults and domestic violence. Of course,
he should have been out of the league.
Yeah,
but that's back when it was all hitting and people were taking notice.
That was just a couple years ago too. He was still acting up.
Put that in perspective. Major League Baseball, not the Phillies. Major League Baseball puts him on administrative leave and gives him an 85-game plus suspension because if they make the postseason, which they're probably not, but and he has to go for counseling.
Yeah,
and she dropped the charges.
Now,
this asshat, Ezekiel Elliott, fag. And I mean fag in the sense of the old school term here.
Yes.
Not gay people. I like gay people 100%.
Yeah.
I have no problem with homosexuality or any of that. But, we use that term loosely, and I know there's a whole movement, but we grew up in a different era.
Yeah.
We mean it as like he's an idiot. But he does what he does and gets nothing.
Yeah.
And and I guarantee if he was on a different team, it would have been different.
Without
but I'm sure Jerry Jones greased Liddell's pockets because he's another douchebag, asshat clown.
Yep.
And here we go again, man. You got me so fucking fired up. Look at me right now. And I'm sick of this shit. Dude, I love Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I'd probably kiss that man. Yeah. Just as much as I'd kiss Brian Dawkins. Love that man. If either of them guys, which they would never because they're class acts, did any of that, my jerseys would be off the wall.
Yeah.
And I want a suspension. So it's not because he's a Dallas Cowboy, but because he's running around like Sideshow Bob in his fucking LeBron James jersey, drunk, staggering, had more than enough time for none of that shit to happen.
Yeah.
And obviously he's fighting with a girlfriend who doesn't look like she's wearing pants, as you put out.
Yes.
She was wearing shorts, but
they were like clear shorts or something, weren't?
Yeah, it was weird.
Okay, yeah.
And then security guard gets up in his face and knocks him over. I wish he would sue him.
And he doesn't want to. Because he looks up to Zeke. But how does this... What message does this send these kids now?
Because he looks up to me. He can hit me? Yeah. It's like my dad hitting me for no reason. I'd be like, dude, I love you, but fuck off.
Yeah.
We have to get control of these people. End of story. I hate to end on a bad note. Again, let's recap. Go Nick Foles. Love you. Teddy Brucey. Healthy recovery.
Quick recovery.
And hopefully you enjoyed the show.
Well, and before we go, kind of to give my last little opinion about the Zeke thing, hopefully maybe they could do something with the CBA that we talked about, that both the Players Association and the league could finally put something saying, okay, first offenders, automatic 6 games. That seems the only part of this, that's the only part that seems consistent.
Right.
After that, okay, we have a meeting with you. Okay, don't do it again. That's all it is.
I don't know. Like, here's my point, man. We all lose our tempers, and I've been with this one upstairs that you can hear hopping around while we're recording for 14 years.
Yeah.
She has slapped the shit out of me. I have never laid a finger on her.
No, I understand.
And I think it should be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but if you're harshly suspending these players, either one, they're going to learn right then and there, or in Zeke's case, Dallas Cowboys, as of right now, came out and said they're not re-signing Zeke to an extension at all this year or next year. So basically, they're going to let him walk.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Earlier this week, I think they said the Cowboys feel Dak, Mari Cooper, and Byron Jones, the backup running back of Ezekiel Elliott, is a higher priority than Elliott.
Well, there you go. Then there's more in that locker room than we know.
Yeah. So
and
that
you know
proves,
what? I'll praise the Cowboys for that then.
As long as they stick by those words.
Right. If they stick.
Yeah.
I think it's a bunch of hoopla.
I think that statement was more of the Sun Jones.
You know what? I won't praise them. You know what? Because if they were that committed, they would have just cut them.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Here we go again. It is what it is. Listen, I just want to wish everybody's family out there a safe July, August, September, and the rest of their lives. Hopefully everybody's 4th of July was good. I hope everybody's doing well. Please hit us up, Twitter, YouTube, leave comments, hit up our show.
Subscribe, yeah.
Subscribe and
actually,
hit us up.
Hopefully within the next week, our buddy King sent some logos over to us. I'm going to put some new T-shirts on Teespring. So just head over there, look up Stay Tuned Sports. We have our own little, I guess, quote-unquote store.
Right.
So we're going to have some T-shirts over there for you guys to purchase.
I know I'm purchasing some.
Yeah.
And if we can get some feedback on Twitter, I could start giving them out to fans, too. I will pay for them myself.
So
because we're not making any money doing this, folks.
Yeah, and this is strictly just fun for us to do. But let's be all honest. That's the American way. Let's make some money together.
We want some exposure. When I tell you on Teespring, we're not getting anything out of this. It's just so that we can have the maiden done. Yeah. And, we have it wherever it can be. So eventually we like I said, I'll buy some out of my own pocket and start giving away to fans. To have the exposure and to have you guys appreciate us. We all appreciate you. So,
well, let's do it this way. Head over to Twitter, follow the show at ST Sports Podcast. And what I will say, I'll start the contest now. Our 1,000th follower will get a T-shirt. Right now,
Twitter or YouTube?
On Twitter.
Okay, I will do our 100th.
Okay.
500th and 1,000th subscriber on YouTube.
To YouTube, yes. Okay,
There's 3 shirts.
So there you go, guys. And I will put something out on Twitter saying about all that too, so you guys can head over there. Also, head over to our Facebook page, like and share there.
Our 1,000th will also get an autographed picture with their T-shirt.
Yes, and hopefully it will be worth something for you guys in a couple of years. Maybe we'll be the next ESPN analyst or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not praying for that, but okay. So, I'm going to stay here with you folks on this podcast. But we just really want to be able to do this more. And if we can get more followers and more things and have a little bit more of a pep for this, we'll definitely have more shows and keep you guys entertained. I know I'm a big podcast advocate when I'm at work or I'm doing certain things. I cut the lawn. I try to listen to people's podcasts. Yeah. It's a fun time.
And you know what? If you usually listen to us on YouTube and you do go out and cut the grass, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Google Play, like pretty much all the main platforms too. So I think that's going to be it for this week.
Yeah, it was a good show, buddy. I'm glad we're back together doing this again. Sorry again for the break. My show is going to come out too also soon. I'm working on that, but I do apologize to anybody that listens. With this new baby, it's been really rocking me. Work's been busy with the new baby, my 8-year-old. It's just been tough, and I apologize sincerely for not being on, but we'll get this situated, I promise.
And I thank you guys for listening to me when Shoulders O'Brien is not here.
Geez, you get a free T-shirt just for that.
So, lastly, I will be live tweeting tomorrow night for the UFC pay-per-view. Like I said, head over to ST Sports Podcast. Follow us there, and we could communicate through there about the fights. Till next week, this is your good friend Jimbo.
This is Shoulders O'Brien. Peace.